Today, I want to talk about the left-handed pitcher everyone who knows a bit about baseball has heard of, Tommy John. 1974 was the year when a successful surgery changed professional baseball. Tommy John's surgery didn't just extend careers, it altered the philosophy of pitching and contributed to the relentless rise in strikeouts and arm injuries. Let's talk about the surgery that changed baseball. We live in a world of advanced technology: high speed rail, supersonic jet engines, satellites orbiting Earth. Orthopedic surgeries are just one more example of our modern science. But it wasn't always this way. Not long ago, Major League pitchers announced their retirement from baseball due to sore arms and injuries from which they could not imagine recovery. Sandy Koufax is one example among others. In 1963, Tommy John broke in with the Cleveland Indians, age 20. He played for the Chicago White Sox from 1965 to 1971 and was traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he won 40 games and lost just 15. Then it happened. On July 17, 1974, while pitching against the Montreal Expos, John tore his ulnar collateral ligament, an injury considered career-ending. It meant Tommy John was done with professional baseball. Or was he? Enter Dr. Frank Jobe, the Dodgers team physician. He proposed a radical solution. Let's take a tendon from your opposite arm, drill holes in the elbow's bones, and graft it to create a new ligament. Okay. Jobe himself did not expect it to work, except it did. Amazingly, Tommy John won 164 games after 1975 and pitched until age 46 for a variety of teams. It was as if the surgery had magically extended his career 5 to 10 years past the typical age of retirement. What is now called Tommy John surgery demonstrated just how orthopedic science could prolong careers, just as free agency sharply increased the financial value of pitchers and incentivized medical intervention. Did Tommy John surgery enable a more destructive style of pitching? I would say yes. It also accelerated the age of the strikeout, which I do not hold in high regard. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a power pitcher who can strike out the side with overpowering fastballs. But eating pizza night after night will leave you feeling bloated. Variety is the spice of life. It's fun to see a submarine or knuckleball pitcher practice their craft. In the 1980s and 1990s, Orel Hershiser and Greg Maddux relied on pinpoint control, sequencing, and movement to induce weak contact. They didn't need to blow hitters away. They could outthink them and put the ball where hitters could only manage a flyout or weakly hit ground ball. In that era, you still had pitchers like Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens, exciting power pitchers. It's just that there was more diversity and more batted balls in play. What I'm saying is that I believe modern baseball could use more Greg Maddoxes and Orel Hershisers. In the late 1990s, pitchers started getting noticeably faster. Faster and with nasty breaking pitches. Kerry Wood is one example of many. And a great many of them, including Kerry Wood, needed Tommy John surgery. Modern pitchers like Kerry Wood throw at maximal exertion, focusing on high velocity and extreme spin rates to get swing and miss strikeouts. It's an amazing thing to watch, but it's also hard on the arm. And the new philosophy has trickled down to youth leagues. Today, high school pitchers account for an astounding number of Tommy John surgeries, thanks to year-round travel ball and ubiquitous cameras measuring velocity and spin. In our time, roughly 1/3 of active Major League pitchers, including superstar Shohei Ohtani, have undergone Tommy John surgery and its lengthy 12 to 18-month recovery. Baseball is increasingly a game of power pitchers and power closers. Analytics, superior nutrition, and strength training have helped make athletes bigger and stronger, but more important than any other factor is the modern game's philosophy in which teams encourage hurlers to throw as hard as possible. After all, a backup plan exists: orthopedic surgery. There are many dividing lines in baseball history: before Babe Ruth and after Babe Ruth, before the designated hitter and after the designated hitter, before the pitch clock and after the pitch clock. Wrapping up, I think we can agree that Tommy John surgery changed things. The philosophy of pitching, the way pro ball clubs manage risk. What's more of an open question is how the surgery ranks among the great dividing lines, like Babe Ruth's offensive impact in 1920, or Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in 1947. What began as a surgical act of desperation became a blueprint. It also pushed ball clubs and prospects towards a hyper-focus on swing and miss strikeouts, an approach that means fewer balls in play and more arm injuries. Let me know what you think in the comments, and what do you think is the most important dividing line in baseball history?